Shiva speaks. The Father says, when there is defamation of religion, and when many other religions are also present, and the name and trace of the original eternal deity religion has completely disappeared, those of the original eternal deity religion began to call themselves Hindus. Although they worship the deities, residents of heaven, they call themselves Hindus. It is as though the original eternal deity religion is replaced by the Hindu religion. This is known as defamation of religion. When the name and trace of the original deity religion disappeared, many other religions such as Muslim, Buddhism, and Christianity, sects and cults emerged and replaced it. This is the same Gita of the previous world cycle that is being repeated. No one else can speak these versions of me, God Shiva, the one Father of all souls, Shiv Baba, point of light Father. I, Shiv Baba, the same one, came once again and repeats these elevated versions of the Gita. These elevated versions are not mentioned in any other scriptures. God's versions are mentioned in the spoken Gita. I, God Shiva, myself explains this. Gateway to Heaven, the 14th of July 2022. God Shiva speaks. The Father says, every human soul has received an intellect according to your past actions. What can I, God Shiva, the one Father of all souls, Shiv Baba, point of light Father, do about that? I, Shiv Baba, is teaching every soul at the same time. In the same class, some claim a first number and others fail. Why? Because everything depends on your intellects. What can I, Shiv Baba, do about that? If I, Shiv Baba, were to give a sharp intellect to every soul would claim number one. Gateway to Heaven, the 14th of July 2022. God Shiva speaks. The Father says, this world continues all the time. Annihilation never takes place. When destruction takes place, all souls goes back to the soul world and the original eternal deity religion is established here. If annihilation were to take place, then all the grains will also finish. Then where will you get grains to sow for the next crop? So just as grains are eternal, so human beings are the same. So it is as though I, God Shiva, the one Father of all souls, Shiv Baba, point of light Father, save some seeds, souls, and take everyone back home to the soul world through which the world then grows. I, Shiv Baba, destroy the innumerable religions and establish the one original eternal deity religion of heaven. Gateway to Heaven, the 14th of July 2022. God Shiva speaks. The Father says, if you were to have a vision of me, God Shiva, the one Father of all souls, Shiv Baba, point of light Father, you will not be able to understand what it is, because no one knows I, Shiv Baba, or that I am God. Although people worship me, no one else knows me, Shiv Baba. They say that I, God, is omnipresent and that everyone is God. No one knows the occupation of a Shiva Lingam, which is me, Shiv Baba, your Father, who adopts three forms, which is the Father, the Teacher, and Sadguru, true spiritual guide. in order to carry out the three tasks of creation, sustenance, and destruction. I, Shiv Baba, comes at this time and tells you my occupation myself. I come here to this impure old world, into the old impure body of Prajapita Brahma, to purify all the dirty souls. Even matter becomes pure through this. Gateway to Heaven, the 14th of July 2022. God Shiva speaks. The Father says, I, God Shiva, the one Father of all souls, Shiv Baba, point of light Father, had to enter the ordinary old body of Prajapita Brahma to destroy this old impure world and to establish the new original eternal deity, residents of heaven world. Those of you who come into the old home will also definitely have to take old bodies. How can there be new divine bodies here in hell? Gateway to Heaven, the 14th of July 2022. God Shiva speaks. The Father says, this corporeal world, which is earth, the stage for us souls to play our parts in human bodies. However, we go and reside there in the sweet silent home, which is the soul world, without parts to play. This corporeal world takes place under the element of the sky, whereas the soul world of us souls is the great element of Brahm, which is a world very far away. Gateway to Heaven, the 14th of July 2022. God Shiva speaks. The Father says, it is now your stage of retirement. That is, it is your stage of being beyond song. You Brahmins, the malborn creations of Prajapita Brahma souls, go beyond song to the incorporeal world, which is the soul world, where all souls reside. There are no words and no parts to play there in the soul world. There is the supreme silence. So you Brahman souls are now making effort to reach a stage of silence, and you therefore do not like sound. Retirement means to go to the land of nirvana, which is the soul world, where the soul of myself, God Shiva, the one Father of all souls, Shiv Baba, point of light Father, you Brahman souls and the whole world of souls reside there in nirvana. Gateway to Heaven, the 14th of July 2022. God Shiva speaks. The Father says, every soul has to return back home to the soul world. It is not that only those who are old will return back home to the soul world. No, the bombs are ready. History will definitely repeat. So have yoga, remembrance of me, God Shiva, the one Father of all souls, Shiv Baba, point of light Father, in my home, which is the soul world, and your sins will be absolved and you will become pure once again. Gateway to Heaven, the 14th of July 2022. God Shiva speaks. The Father says, when there are bad omens over someone, then no matter how much medicine you give him, it will have no effect. Yet when it is time for the omens to be removed, the illness will then be cured with very little medicine. So when the time comes, the intellects of some will be touched by these points of knowledge. At the moment some don't listen, but as you progress further, they will begin to listen. I, God Shiva's, the one Father of all souls, Shiv Baba, point of light Father, coming and going, and my method of giving you Brahmins, the more-born creations of Prajapita Brahma souls, knowledge are unique. You have to remain contented with this. Gateway to Heaven, the 14th of July 2022. God Shiva speaks. The Father says, at this time the philosophy of deityism has disappeared. No one knows that the deities, residents of heaven world, existed here on earth. They believe that the deities used to reside somewhere up in the sky, but the deities' image are here on earth. Their history is here, and so they must definitely have existed here. Gateway to Heaven, the 14th of July 2022. God Shiva speaks. The Father says, only by having yoga, remembrance of me, God Shiva, the one Father of all souls, Shiv Baba, point of light Father, can you meet me, Shiv Baba. When you consider yourself to be a child of me, Shiv Baba, and have yoga with me, you will then have that happiness. Remember me, Shiv Baba, in my home, which is the soul world. However, if you have any wrong type of yoga, remembrance, you cannot have that happiness. Many come and say that they cannot control their minds or that they cannot experience bliss. I, Shiv Baba, the Supreme Soul, is the ocean of bliss. And so, how could you experience bliss if you don't have yoga with me, Shiv Baba? Gateway to Heaven, the 14th of July 2022. God Shiva speaks. The Father says, it is said that when there is extreme defamation of religion, it is then that I, God Shiva, the one Father of all souls, Shiv Baba, point of light Father, comes. No one can know me, Shiv Baba, nor can anyone attain me, Shiv Baba, until I come and speak my knowledge to you Brahmins, the more-born creations of Prajapita Brahma souls. When I, Shiv Baba, comes, there are many doctors of philosophy, holy men and great souls who give their knowledge. They all give knowledge saying that they are God. I, Shiv Baba, had to come and finish all the many directions there is and establishes the one direction. This program is eternally fixed for me, Shiv Baba, for every world cycle. This is why I, Shiv Baba, have to come at the confluence of every world cycle. That is all. Gateway to Heaven, the 14th of July 2022. God Shiva speaks. The Father says, break away from everyone else and have yoga, remembrance of me, God Shiva, the one Father of all souls, Shiv Baba, point of light Father, with me alone, and you will come to my land beyond sound, which is the soul world, and your final thoughts will lead you to your destination. Be bodiless and stabilize in your original religion, which is peace, and remember me, Shiv Baba, in my home. Gateway to Heaven, the 14th of July 2022. God Shiva speaks. The Father says, every soul has received an intellect according to their past actions. What can I, God Shiva, the one Father of all souls, Shiv Baba, point of light Father, do about that? I, Shiv Baba, is teaching every soul at the same time. In the same class, some claim a first number and others fail. Why? Because everything depends on your intellects. What can I, Shiv Baba, do about that? If I, Shiv Baba, were to give a sharp intellect to everyone, Everyone will claim number one status. Gateway to Heaven, the 14th of July 2022.